From the Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium, it is the ICTN Game of the Week. Crosstown rivals MacArthur and Nimitz. Hey everybody, Rob Willman with you, along with John Nelson. The MacArthur Cardinals have won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two, and they're hoping to make it another. They've got off to a really good start. They're 2-1. They're undefeated at home. And on the other side of the coin, though, you got the Nimitz Vikings 0-3. They're looking to break that losing streak. And I think it starts offensively because they're only averaging 8 points a ball game. There's one opponent that both of these teams have in common, and that's Sam Houston. The Nimitz Vikings lost to Sam 24-3, where MacArthur defeated Sam Houston 28-14. Take that for what it's worth. But it's always fun to watch these two teams play. We're here at the stadium. The crowd will probably fill in a little bit more as the game goes on, but it's a beautiful, beautiful night for football. Fall is almost in the air, but by Texas standards, hey, it's already here. 83 degrees, low humidity, winds out of the north at 8. Clear conditions, not a cloud in the sky. Perfect night for a little football. And John Nelson, what will the Cardinals do tonight? I feel like they're off to a pretty good start. They can show offensively. They got the weapons on the corners and the wide receivers. And then for Nimitz, it's just trying to find the combination to get something going offensively.
Well, for Mac, a couple of weeks ago, Rob, they needed that shot in the arm, knocking off Sam Houston 28-14. But there's an old saying in football, every day counts, but one night matters. Could this night be for the Nimitz Vikings just hoping to break through and pick up that first win of the year?
The Vikings won the toss. They have elected to defer. They will kick it off. So this will be the first time offensively we'll get a chance to look at the new sophomore quarterback, 5'7", 140, Brock Willis. Has a good arm and has a couple of good receivers, including the coach's son, Banner Nicholas, who the guy can fly. We should take a look at the guys in the receiving formation. And John, give us the call.
All right, week 4 of the 2024 high school football season is underway. Juan Diaz with a spinner and gathered in at the 9-yard line. Here come the Cardinals at the 20 and submarined at the 20-yard line. Nice downfield coverage for the Nimitz Vikings. So Mac will set up shop. They come in averaging 20 points a game.
All right, offensively, we'll take a look, first of all, the guys up front. Albert Smith, your left tackle. You got Caden Baker. Tim Cruz anchors the middle. Carol Shelembilkalia is the right guard, 323 pounds. Sylvan is your right tackle. Then you got the guys up front. You got Willis, Ray, Washington, Omalade, Nicholas, and Connor Martin as your tight end.
Brock Willis is the quarterback, the sophomore for the Cards. From the gun, 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's a toss to the left, 25, 26, and close to the 30. A nice pickup of 9. Number 3, Cordy Ray, senior.
Cordy Ray doing a nice job getting on that corner. Reynolds, Gaudian, Pearson, and White are the guys up front for the Vikings. The backers are Hill, Castillo. Watch Hill, Castillo. He's a key player defensively. And Holder, your other linebacker. Then Woolfolk, Wheeler, Kennedy, and Jackson in the secondary.
Key receiver for the Cards this year is the junior Banner Nicholas, number 1, has 3 touchdown catches this year. Inside toss and first down yardage and more, close to the 40-yard line.
Penalty flag, though. John might bring this back, throwing it right between the tackles, and that's usually a penalty against the offensive line. And it looks like everyone is going backwards here now.
McKellen Alexander is a wide receiver, got that inside toss, but all for naught. Penalty yardage assessed against the MacArthur Cardinals.
That little toss like that reminded me of the old days.
Still second down.
The way the Cardinals would have those speedsters on the corners, and they would run that little toss and let them use their athleticism and speed to pick up a first down and more.
They spot it at the 19-yard line. That's close to where this drive started. The offensive line this year is big for Mac. They average close to 280. Second and close to 12. Casas Willis lost it, trying to recover it. He does, but loses more yardage. Able to fall on it is the sophomore quarterback, one of 6 sophomores for head coach Beck Nicholas this year. Their starter, Rob Carrington Beck. First game of the year with Pascal, then Joshua. A loss. Kind of changed things around from the quarterback spot.
It's always a gamble when you bring someone up that's a 10th grader. You never know how they're going to react under pressure.
3rd and long from the gun. Empty backfield pass is a little too tall. And we'll bring up 4th down. Brock Casas-Willis, he's thrown 3 touchdown passes this year, but Cardinals will have to give it up on their first possession.
He had time, had the guy open, just a little bit too much zip on the ball, and he couldn't get to it.
Number 17, Brian Contreras in punt formation.
For the Vikings, number 12, Christopher Hernandez.
There's number 12, the return man for the Vikings, Christopher Hernandez. 2 years ago, the quarterback for the Vikings. It's a floater, hits at the 45, takes a Cardinal roll close to the 40, and will be down at the 40. Nice punt. And the first possession for the Nimitz Vikings.
Going back on that Cardinal first series offensively for them, that penalty really just deflated what momentum they had on a couple of nice 2 runs, and they never recovered and regrouped from it. But now let's see what the Vikings can do. Have they tweaked things in 2 weeks? Both teams had an off week. They had a bye early on. It was perfect. You had your 3 pre-district games, and you have a week off before the head-to-head match. Let's see if Coach Small has changed anything offensively.
From the 40. Deep ball, left side, one-on-one coverage, and nice coverage for the Cardinals. Frizzell trying to get it to Hernandez.
All right, offensively, as they tried to go to Hernandez right off the bat, Alcala, the left tackle, Martinez, Mendieta, Hall, and Bravo, the guys up front. Valencia is your quarterback, Contreras, the running back, Hernandez, Garrison, Holder, and Miles are the guys out there on the edges.
So they try to go deep on first down, 2nd and 10 for Andrew Valencia. One of 33 seniors. The Vikings top heavy in seniors this year. Wolfhook dives to the 45. Javon Wolfhook.
Defensively for MacArthur, you got Hall, Watson, and Mitchell. They run the 3-4. Then you got Seaworth, Varner, Martinez, and Moreno are your linebackers, bandits, all sorts of different names, but that's what they are. Frizzell, Nechich, King, and Roundtree are the guys in the secondary. That last run, John, I don't know if you noticed, number 55, the right guard pulling Hall, had one of those pancake blocks that offensive linemen just love to get.
It's a manageable 3rd and 5. Luciano Duran in as a running back. And the keeper crossing midfield into the secondary, 35-30, and running out of bounds on a big first down on 3rd and 5, Andrew Valencia.
It was about a 30-yard pickup, John. And he pretty much was patient on the right side of the offensive line. He was waiting for Mendieta and Hall to open up some kind of run. Look to your left here. Just wait. There he is. And then he shifts over to the near sideline where they're at and had a lot of space and a lot of room for him to roam, and very wisely stepped out of bounds.
Nice block also thrown by Mark Martinez, number 53. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 31. Valencia out in the flat, coming back towards the spin cycle. This is Evan Miles. Miles 25-20, and Miles tripped up at about the 18.
He certainly had a lot of space to go before he finally got the first down, but it paid off for him. I mean, he pretty much had a wall here on the near sideline, and now
it looked like Miles threw a punch.
Yeah, I believe Miles got baited. I mean, they did exactly what they wanted to on Evan, and he fell for it, and that's going to be a 15-yarder against Nimitz after picking up the first down.
Yeah, they spotted it close to the 17, but he'll come out. Evan Miles, the senior, just cost his team huge yardage after a first down pickup. It's a conversation, Rob, that didn't end. It was 1 against 3, and Miles was right in the middle of it.
Did you see the college game where I believe it was a college game where one of the defenders pulled a guy's mouth guard. You know how they have them dangling from the mouthpiece sometimes, from their face mask? Well, the guy just flat out pulled his mouth guard right out of the face mask, and of course the other guy retaliated, and the other guy's the one that got caught.
Well, they're going to spot it 1st and 10 at the 18. Up the middle, Woolfolk to the 10. Well, the penalty flag, I guess.
Picked up.
No foul at all.
7-yard rush.
I'd like to have that argument in a traffic ticket. It happened, but it didn't.
I'm sorry, John, you're not cute enough.
2nd and about 3. Javon Woolfolk comes out. This drive started at the Viking 40. Out over the ball, number 77, Jesus Mendieta at 273. Handoff, running room for Contreras. Darian Contreras, the senior. And it's 1st and goal.
I have no idea how this game's going to end out, but it's night and day when you look at the Vikings, how they're playing tonight than they did against the Gophers 2 weeks ago.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Just underway, 7:42 in the opening quarter. Wide receivers to the left. So Lazaro, one of them. And just a bull rush up the middle over left guard. And good enough. I didn't waste any time at all. Just gathered in the huge bull rush circle and take it in.
Called back, John, illegal procedure on the play. Maybe it was a formation issue, but as soon as they snapped the ball, the referee said nope.
I thought they were set long enough, but apparently not.
It's a shift.
Nimitz,
Right
5
there.
yards, still 1st down.
A costly mistake by the Vikings here in the early go, and what has been a very nice opening drive for this offense, where they've spread the wealth. And the quarterback, Valencia's had a 30-yard run. Woolfolk and Contreras about 8 yards each, and Miles had a 10-yard catch. I mean, they have just spread it out just the way you're supposed to. And you got to be pretty happy and pleased if you're the offensive coordinator here.
5-yard penalty, 1st and goal from the 7. Jammed up is Contreras, not any running room at all. Looked like underneath, first to make contact, Ronnie Marino, number 10.
Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and
So
they find themselves behind the change at 2nd and goal. 8th play of this drive, John, started at about the 10-minute mark, so this thing's been going on for about 3 minutes already, which is pretty good, pretty significant.
Contreras comes out, Javon Woolfolk in as a running back. 2nd and goal. Valencia will throw, and it is 6 for the Vikings. Valencia hooking up with Evan Miles.
Why not? Why not? Valencia now 2 out of 2. He also had Carlos Castilla, his tight end, also open as well in the end zone. They had 2 men open that time, but it's Miles that had the touchdown catch. And the Vikings hit the board first.
2 weeks ago, Miles caught that 13-yarder for a score against Grand Prairie. Extra point is up and booted through. And the Nimitz Vikings strike first at the 6:43 mark.
Yep, 2nd touchdown of the season for Miles, his 3rd catch overall in the season for Miles. And the Vikings are on top on this one by a score of 7-0.
Nice 60-yard drive.
Watch here, it's perfect. He just didn't, take a lot of time. Threw it just on the outside edge and didn't allow the defensive cornerback, Greg Festus, number 6, an opportunity to make the play. And the Vikings hit the board first. That's the thing about Nimitz of late. Happened a few times last year, and the last couple of big ball games they've had is they wait until late in the 4th quarter to do their scoring, and by then it's too late.
Alexander and David Petty back deep for the Cardinals. Juan Diaz. And this one headed towards the goal line, gathered in, and coming out with it is Alexander. Alexander, and draws a crowd at the 9, is buried. Nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. Again, nice downfield coverage for the Vikings.
Absolutely. One of the first players down there was Junior Cisneros, the linebacker, all 5'9" and 143 pounds of him. And I'm sure Alexander would love to have had that breakaway jersey that they used to have back in the day. It pretty much tore his jersey in half anyway, but another mistake by Nimitz. They were offsides on the kick, so they're either going to re-kick it or move it up 5 yards from where he was down, and I believe they're going to re-kick it.
This flag dropped at the near side, right in front of the Viking bench. I don't think anybody picked it up or realized that they were offside, so that'll back up Juan Diaz 5 more. Again, Nimitz 0-3 on the year. The Cardinals at 2-1. So far, so good. A good start for Nimitz. The last time they beat the Cardinals was in 2021. A 31-14 victory night right here 3 years ago.
It shouldn't surprise us that we might see a few fireworks. I mean, 2 years ago, they combined for over 100 points and over 1,000 yards of total offense.
Was that the 66-point game?
Yep, 66 to 40.
Yeah.
And heck, even last year, it was over 600 yards total.
At halftime?
Yeah, after 3 quarters.
Seemed like it. So here's Diaz. He'll kick off from the 35. Same 2 men back deep, Petty and Alexander. And this one over everyone's head. It'll come out to the 25.
Pretty good leg on Diaz there.
Got all of it.
Yeah.
Chamber of Commerce weather, Mr. Woolman. What a break it was. What a difference it was from 2 weeks ago.
Indeed. Now, this is our first look at the 2024 version of MacArthur. They're off to a strong start, of course, 2-1. And junior wideout Banner Nicholas, a big reason playing for his dad. Why not? He was a leading receiver a year ago as a sophomore, and he pulled down a pair of long touchdowns 2 weeks ago in their win over Sam. On the other side, though, Nimitz, we talked about earlier, they're off to an 0-3 start. Just cannot get a lot of things going offensively. But the last time out on ICTN, they played their most complete game against Grand Prairie, even though they lost 24-14.
Cordy Ray breaks a couple of tackles, got the pitch from Casas Willis. Gonna mark him out right at the 30, so a 5-yard pickup for Cordy Ray at 5'6" and 158 pounds, senior. Cardinals come in averaging 20 a game, and again coming off a 28-14 win 2 weeks ago against Arlington Sam Houston. Far hash mark, second and needing 5. And Ray into the grinder and is stacked up maybe a half a yard.
Oh, you're generous.
Trying to squeeze out some yardage. 3rd and 5.
Changing the pace a little bit.
Trips to the near side. Banner Nicholas is the widest receiver on the near side. They go the other way. And hauled in. Or 18. Uwanoma. Going to be a couple of yards short.
3 and out. Another punt for Mac. The thing about Unama, though, John, he didn't go to the yard marker. He cut his route off just a little too early, and by the time the ball got to him, he was 2 yards shy. You run that down and out, you want to go past the yard marker before you make your cut.
It needed 5, he got 3.
Are they going to go for it?
Well, they're lining up, unless we get a short kick out of this. 4th and a couple. And they run. And they're denied first down yardage. He is stoned. Wyatt Davis.
That surprises me.
It does too at your own 33-yard line.
The way they lined up, I was expecting something a little different, like maybe they were going to shift out of where they were at or try to throw them off sides, but they just really packed the middle of that. And there are three Vikings converging on the play. He didn't have a chance.
He just disappeared into the line.
Yeah.
So the Vikings take over the Cardinal 33, leading 7-0. See how they respond here and almost in the red zone.
We'll see if they're just as aggressive, John, offensively.
Valencia and Woolfolk in the backfield. A lot of open field to the right. Valencia going down the rail, left side, and the contact at the 14-yard line.
3 flags, just to make sure. Everyone out there saw it. And also Miles did a good job of really selling it, but he didn't have to do a lot of selling. And have you noticed so far tonight, Valencia has had plenty of time to throw the football.
Well, this offensive line for Nimitz, like Mac, almost 280 a man.
Oh, instead of pass interference, they're just going to call it a hold. That's
number 2,
a big difference.
MacArthur, 10 yards,
spotted
automatic, first down.
At the 23, and that'll be enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 23.
You look back on that, that's not a bad penalty.
No, it's not. Very advantageous on your second possession, leading by a touchdown. This play coming right, trying to readjust. He does up the middle inside the 15 and close to another first down. Nice adjustment by Contreras. Everything bottled up on that far side, cut it back against the grain, and collects another first down for the Vikings.
They list Contreras at 5'6". He was about 5'2" on that play. The way he tucked down behind the line, it took the Cardinals to that second level before they realized where he was. Where is he? Where is he? Left? Nope. Oh, there he is to the right of your screen. Next thing you know, the safety's bringing him down.
Javon Woolfolk in as a running back from the 13-yard line, 1st and 10, and walloped behind the line and tossed hard to the turf goes Valencia.
Michael Watson, the defensive stud for this team, he made sure he did go anywhere. He's just like, nope, just slow your roll. He busted through the line of scrimmage and dropped him for about 3.
Well, he just blew in unabated. Carlos Castillo, who was a linebacker listed, he was the tight end last year. Castillo, number 0, in the mix now. And he goes wide left with Hernandez.
Don't forget, John, on that touchdown pass earlier to Miles, he was open.
And hold everything. Timeout call before the handoff. We've got 4:17 to go in the opening stanza. 7-0 Nimitz on top.
It's been a fun start here with just over 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Last year's meeting was what a trip. I mean, the game was suspended after a lengthy lightning delay, but MacArthur's Tyler Littleton, 3 touchdown passes, 2 of those to Banner Nicholas. Cardinals held off Nimitz 27-24 after they completed this ball game on a Saturday. They had to cancel it or delay it, postpone it, whatever you want to say, on a Friday night because of the lightning. The weather, and it was a good call. I mean, the weather wasn't going anywhere for hours on end. And the 2 teams traded touchdowns twice just in that one fourth quarter. I think there were 28 points scored in the fourth quarter alone, John, on that Saturday, but MacArthur was victorious.
2nd and 13. Duran in the backfield. This is Valencia. He'll keep it to the 10. Valencia to the 5 and to the pylon on the far side.
They gave it to him. About a 17-yard run by Valencia.
Andrew Valencia, I believe that's his first rushing touchdown of the year. Aiden Ziegler looked like a 10, but that was 18. That was Valencia.
Yeah, that tricked me 2 weeks ago, remember?
Yeah,
I thought they had a backup?
Uh-huh. Extra point is partially blocked and a flag thrown. Good Can't tell maybe if Mac may have jumped the gun or were the Vikings offsides. They'll sort it out. John Penn is tonight's referee. Apparently the option resting with the Cardinals.
Well, they're pointing fingers everywhere but at you. Well, that's a little bit more serious than offsides or anything.
It'll stay 13-0.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what the coaches are going to do, right?
At least for the moment. Touchdown comes with 4:08 left.
Ruling on the field, the extra point was good. During the play, at personal foul, 27, MacArthur. Nimitz will enforce that penalty on the kickoff.
Okay, it took them a while to figure it out, but in the bottom line, Nimitz accepts the penalty post extra point, which means they'll push the ball closer to the goal line. But let's watch the quarterback, Valencia. It's a fake. Moving to his left, look at all the blocks. Look at the big guys out there in front of him. Jonathan Hall, one of them. Stretches and reaches across the goal line, ground level. Little shake and bake move at about the 8. Miles is jumping up and down before he even crosses the goal line.
Caden Holder opened up a hole for his quarterback, number 8.
Yep, saw him on the edge. You've got to have your receivers do their part.
So the penalty on the extra point, the Vikings will kick off from the Cardinal 45. You thinking maybe a short kick here? Instead of trying to hammer it through.
Why not? Why not?
You hammer through the end zone, you give up yardage. Well, they're going to bring it out to the 25. I guess taking no chances on a run back for David Petty. Has great speed for the Cardinals. So it will come out to the 25. Third possession for Mac. They have punted. The ball's gone over on downs. And now they take over for the third time.
John, that scoring drive by Nimitz, 4 plays, 33 yards, only took 1:40 seconds. And they're doing everything right so far. MacArthur, John, still looking for their first down of the ball game.
Vikings trying to get off the schneid at 0-3, leading 13-0, 1st and 10 Cardinals. From the 25, it's a high snap, and not much, and ball may have gotten loose. Cody Ray, the runner, almost jarred loose. Nice low hit by Brandon Wheeler. There he is, number 7.
The freshman, Keyshawn Price, number 99, fills the middle quite nicely for Nimitz. Right in the middle, he's just to the left of number 67, who you see there on your screen, Reynolds. And that's a big old boy up there trying to plug up the middle.
Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. Casas Willis with a safety valve pass, and that's going to lose yardage. Connor Martin, the receiver.
Castillo right there, read it. That's some pretty good coaching there. They pretty much sniffed out what was going to happen, and he loses 5 yards in the process. I mean, Martin didn't have a chance. As soon as he caught it, he was wrapped up by Castillo. Nice play by the linebacker.
Martin's a big target at 6'5" and 248. It'll be 3rd and 11 from the 24. Brock Casas Willis from the gun. Takes a snap, surveys his defense, and flings it out to the near side, 25 and close to the 30, Connor Martin. So they go the other way. Martin able to get loose for a little bit of running room, maybe 6 yards.
That's a good call. I like that call. You don't see a lot of screen passes in high school ball, and that was a good one.
So Martin and the offense comes out. It'll be 4th down, and the Cardinals will punt it away for the 2nd time.
2 punts and a turnover on downs. 3 opportunities just in the first quarter, John.
Brian Contreras in punt formation. Low snap, picks it up quickly, sends it very, very high. It doesn't turn over and caught at the 45-yard line by number 12, Christopher Hernandez. Third possession for the Vikings. They set up shop at their own 45.
That is what rivalries do, John. We watch a Viking team against the Gophers with seem like they were on their deathbed offensively. You're like, what's going on? They're only averaging 8 points a ball game, and in the first quarter they've surpassed that. It's just something about playing somebody in your own town that seems to get you all psyched up.
From the 45, 1st and 10, Valencia. He'll hand it off, and not much at all. Thrown down by Jordan Seaworth, number 11, on number 11, Darren Contreras.
Pair of 11s. There is Coach Small. Coach Small took over for Steve Hohenberger, who was here, Brian Rogers, that was here for 8 seasons. Coach Rogers' best year was in 2015 at 6-5, 4-3 in district play. Rogers took over for Hohenberger, who was here for 5 years, and Small is entering his 3rd year here for Nimitz.
Over right guard, this is Luciano Duran. And Duran taken down by Roundtree, number 4. Bring up 3rd and needing about 5. Now Duran will come out, and Javon Woolfolk back in. From midfield. Under a minute and a half to go in the opening stanza. 3rd down and needing 5. They're going to send Miles and Hernandez wide left. Valencia, here's Woolfolk. Woolfolk has a 1st down and more. Into the secondary. Inside the 30, 25. To the 10. To the end zone. 50 yards. And the Vikings are 3 for 3 in possessions.
Oh, man. He just shot out of the backfield like the proverbial cannon. And the next thing you know, he's telling the safety, come and get me.
Javon Woolfolk scampers 50 yards.
Second touchdown on the season for Javon. Averaging about 7 yards a carry, and that'll up the average.
Extra point is true and through with 1:03 to go in the opening quarter, and the Vikings have scored 3 times.
John, who is this team? Who are we watching? Goodness gracious. Off to the left side, he's got 2 pulling guards. 2 Cardinals run into each other, a couple of missed tackles. Great effort right at the goal line to get the ball across before he goes down right. Just goes right past the safety, Roundtree. King is in pursuit, and King brings him down, but a little too late. Watch the pulling guards to the right of your screen. The trap block, one of my favorites. When I played ball, you do a good job, and you're rewarded with the long run and the score.
A 3-touchdown lead for the Nimitz Vikings. There's number 2, Javon Woolfolk, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. They've run for 2, they've thrown for 1. Fireworks, you wanted them and you have them here in the first quarter.
Incredible.
Kicker likes to be busy, and that's Juan Diaz. Major scoring points. This one deep, and again will come out to the 25. Next week, Cardinals will host Lake Highlands here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium. We'll have the Richardson Irving Tiger contest next Friday night.
Eagles and Tigers. Oh my.
Or the Bears and the Cubs. They're housed in Chicago. From the 25, 1st and 10 Cardinals. Brock Casas Willis directing traffic. think they're quite set. That's a penalty, guys. Procedure, and it'll cost Mac 5. Trying to get Umanoma in position.
First down.
First down, 15.
Well, they're definitely out of sync. And it's not too often, John, you get 4 possessions just in the first quarter.
Boy, we've seen it tonight. Umanoma is the move man, and again, motion. That'll place it back at the 15.
Yeah, talk about out of sync. And now, don't forget, maybe I'm making too much of this, but their first possession, if you recall, they had a first down called back because of a penalty. They seem to be running the ball well, and ever since that third play and the penalty, they just haven't been on the right path. Everybody hasn't locked up and synced up together offensively for MacArthur.
1st and 20 from the 15. Casas Willis. Everyone recovered. He tries to take it upfield and is eaten alive. A lot of navy blue shirts
Flag
underneath.
on the quarterback key.
Loss of a couple of yards. Player may have lost his helmet, who had to come out on the offensive lineman. That's Sylvan, number 78.
Yeah, there was
Another
a lot
flag.
of extracurricular going on at the bottom of that pile.
Personal
Nice,
foul,
referees.
78. Excuse me, personal foul, 78, MacArthur. Half the distance, still first down.
So that's against MacArthur.
Eason Harris is the new offensive lineman, number 72. Well, they keep shooting themselves in the foot. They keep retreating yardage here.
This is after the play. There's 78 who just jumps on top. Then he does the old shove the helmet to the ground move.
He gave him the business.
He did give him the business.
Well, cost us team yardage. Big yardage. They need to get to the 35. It's second in the field. Here's a sweep to the far side. Not much at all. Gang tackle at the 10.
First time Nicholas has touched the ball tonight. He's got a lot of speed, one of the quicker players out there. And trying to get him on the edge and this give his punter some room. They've got a couple more downs, one more down to go, but
That's the end of the first quarter.
They need 25 for a first down, and that is the end of the first quarter. So they'll flip the field here. 21-0, Nimitz on top. Our ICTN game of the week. Nimitz on top by 3 touchdowns. And they have the Cardinals on their heels here this Friday night, the last Friday in September. This month has gone by fast.
hasn't it though? You'll be sipping on a pumpkin latte in no time, John.
Well, maybe. It didn't
Are you old school?
It didn't sit well the first time I had it.
Uh-oh.
They scrimmage from the 10, 3rd and 25 and hold everything. Nicholas on the receiving end. Motion before the snap. Oh, this is an Army in retreat.
Ball start, 72, MacArthur, 5 yards.
Losing the battle
Still third
line.
down.
He's going to place it close to the 5. It's on the 5.
They've been penalized 5 times already in this game. What, 2 or 3 times in a row on this series?
Started at 25 and now have it at their own 5.
Seems like it's been 3rd down forever.
3rd and 30. Like I said, 3rd in the field. That's what they need to pick up.
Mac needs a big play, John.
Cordy Ray, the running back, he and the quarterback lined up at the goal line, and a timeout taken by the Cards. Still not quite right.
Nimitz cheerleaders. A lot to be happy with in this ball game. Head-to-head competition. What has happened in the last 10 years? Well, I've been seeing a lot of red. A lot of red. Nimitz in 2021. You see the last 2 games, all the points that have been scored.
55th meeting overall.
You notice the score. Look at 2023 and 2020, in which MacArthur won by identical scores of 27-24. Doesn't happen too often.
Mac opened up the year defeating the Pasco Panthers 32-25. Then a loss at Joshua, 28-0. And then the win over Sam Houston right here, 28-14. 3rd and 30 from their own 5. Trips to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. Empty backfield from the end zone. Brock Casas-Willis over the middle, a post pattern, and not there for Cordy Ray, number 3. Running the slant, and now having to punt from their own end zone about 6 yards deep.
John, did you feel that maybe that could have been a pass interference on that play?
I saw him go over the top. I couldn't tell if he made really hard contact. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, perhaps it's one of those, you can put your arm around the shoulder. They're more lenient about that, or you know, around the back part of the body, as long as you don't hook them and turn them. And I think that was probably the case right there.
Brian Contreras, 9 yards deep. Vikings going to get great field position. Hernandez moves over, gathers it in at the 35, 25, 20. Knocked down and flattened hard at about the 17. Downfield number 10, Ronnie Marino. 1st and 10, Nimitz. On top, 21 zip. Nice return by senior Christopher Hernandez.
We haven't seen that explosiveness by the youngster. He had 5 catches, 49 yards last year. But so far in this season, early on, they've been able to go to other weapons. And it's like, you know, you see the guy for so long, well, you know he's going to be pretty good, and the defensive coordinators have scouted you. So I think that puts the pressure on some of the other guys to step up.
In the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 17 of MacArthur. Darian Contreras, and this is he, number 11, cuts it back to the 10 and slides to the 9. Contreras at 5'6" and just 156, but hard to tackle, hard to bring down.
He's been that way tonight, hadn't he?
Yeah, sure has.
Leading rusher for this team, averaging close to 4 yards a carry. Look at there, he's just patient enough to wait for his lineman to give him a gap.
And they did. Brian Martinez with a wipeout block, number 50. 2nd and needing a couple.
Yeah, the big guys up front have definitely done their job tonight on this offensive line.
2nd down and needing close to 3. Andrew Valencia. He'll take the snap. He'll swing it out to the left, and he short hops his receiver at about the 9-yard line, trying to hook up with Evan Miles.
That was his first incomplete pass of the night.
3rd and needing close to 3. Just underway here in quarter number 2.
This is a big series, John, I think defensively for MacArthur. You're down by 4 touchdowns. And that's a lot to ask for an offense that hadn't really been on all cylinders tonight. Defensively, you make a stop and maybe change momentum.
Straight ahead, they surge forward. Trying to get the first down is Valencia. He's running behind number 8, Caden Holder.
Same thing that happened last time, a penalty flag on the same formation. Apparently they're not doing something correctly, and it's the same shift call that happened last time. Coach Small's like, can you explain that to me a little bit better, please? Because
Nimitz, 5 yards.
apparently the guys that line up in the backfield are moving a little too soon, John.
And again, you have to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. I mean, that rush, you may only have 5. Trying to get that extra surge from your backs. From the 15, it'll be 3rd and 7, close to 8. Long 7, short 8. On 3rd down, Valencia, it is loose. It is kicked, and the Cardinals say they have it. As they unstack. And they do. Last man up, number 2, Dimitri Brazil.
First turnover of the ball game, and it's Nimitz with the fumble deep in MacArthur territory. What, I hate to say a knockout punch with 2.5 quarters left to go in the ball game, but that would make it very difficult if Nimitz had gone up 28-0. And you're a team that's on your heels and you're looking for any kind of spark whatsoever. And it's just the missed handoff. They tried to give it to Wolfhoek and the quarterback, and they just, I don't know. They weren't on the same page. Ball's loose. And number 2, Frizzell comes up with the turnover, the first of the ball game.
From their own 15, 1st and 10, MacArthur. Moving from left to right. Twin receivers on either side. And jammed up with the line of scrimmage, trying to make the most of it. Maybe able to gouge out 1.5 yards. Door closed on that far side, and Cordy Ray had to readjust some things and picks up a couple of yards.
Hard to believe, John, that these Cardinals are still looking for their first down of the ball game. I mean, credit Nimitz. I mean, the guys are owning the front. And
2nd and 9.
Shalom Bilika is off on the sidelines. That big right guard, he pretty much had to crawl before he got over there out of bounds.
Frank Sanchez, number 68. And the rest of the O-line. 2nd down and close to 9. And look at Nimitz just shove them back the other way. And you're right, Rob. They're controlling every bit of the offensive line. Number 22 in the mix, Monday Hill. Nickelback. They're just beating him to the ball.
Yeah. Plus the plays that MacArthur's running so far, John, maybe they're designed to be a quick hitter, but it seems like they're just waiting for something to happen, for them to try to find a hole to run, but it's just not happening.
From the 18, 3rd and 8, empty backfield. Brock Casas-Willis throws. It is hauled in, 30, first down, 35. This is Banner Nitzlish, and Nitzlish stacked up at that point. Banner comes in with 3 touchdown catches this year, had 5 last year.
He definitely has some wheels. I mean, he's the guy that can really make something happen. They give the quarterback time. There's the first thing right there, and there's, he breaks 1 tackle, and there's 2 more guys in his wheelhouse knocking him down, and 2 or 3 more come to the rescue.
So they convert on 3rd down. They scrimmage from the 35. Fresh set of downs. Running play, and not much. Twisted down behind the line, and busting through that's Castillo.
Yes, it is.
Carlos Castillo, number 0.
6'3", 213, senior leadership. Good size. Watch 0, right of your screen, bust right about there. I mean, you know, and he had help and support coming up from the secondary, or his other corner linebacker, Mundy Hill, was right there too, number 22.
Thrown down for a yard loss. Second and needing close to 12. Over the middle and into triple coverage. Trying to find Derek Washington. He was well covered. Pass was a little too tall anyway. And it will bring up third down. See what they call here on third and needing close to 12. They'll deploy Washington wide right. Two receivers to the left. From the 34, Casas Willis is hounded. Retreat mode and just, well, he throws it, has caught it to 15. He's going to lose yardage regardless. Everyone covered and the blitz on, and Casas Willis was in no man's land. Cordy Ray was a receiver, but they got a punt deep in their own territory here on fourth. It'll be the third consecutive punt.
Do you call that a negative 16-yard pass? He looked like little Fran Tarkington out there running around back and forth.
It lost yardage. They spotted at the 19. Yeah, that's negative yardage. Brian Contreras in punt formation. Here they come, able to get rid of it. And there's Hernandez at the 48. Look at this surge up the middle.
Right off the bat is Simmons. Look at him go. He keeps his hands up. Good for him. Good for him. You tell your defensive guys to keep your hands in the air. And he did. And Jalen White finally came up to make the tackle. Jalen is one of the linemen. Great hustle on his part to stay with it and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. But you had Simmons and everyone out there giving chase and with their arms in the air to try to get in the face of the quarterback, who, by the way, is only 5'7".
Yeah. Chase was on, no question. Valencia. And the penalty marker dropped. This is Evan Miles, and Miles double teamed at about the 47. Few last words before they got up. Clifford Varner having a little say-so. It'll cost them 5. It'll be first and 15.
Yeah, this has not been a penalty-free game. And you worry about how when it starts to get one-sided, John, it gets, for lack of a better term, chippy out there, and the team that's losing kind of takes out their frustration. And we get that anyway because of the rivalry. These guys are trying to throw in an extra hit or two, at the end of the play. So for MacArthur's sake, it's just to be patient. You've got a whole second half left to go. And for Nimitz, it's just not to do anything silly. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Contreras out, Duran in. This is he, close to midfield. Number 26, Luciano Duran. And for Nimitz, it's nice to see Joel Garcia back in, number 54, one of the offensive linemen. He was injured in the game against Sam Houston earlier in week 2.
Got a player down after the play was over. I just saw him fall. I don't know what happened.
It's either a running back or
Oh, it's
receiver.
our first cramp of the night. We were discussing the over-under on how many cramps tonight. I said 6.
But see, you were given the conditions, low humidity, temperature about 82.
We should not have any. And it's like the 5th week of football, right? I mean, sure, they had an off week last week, but
well, the coaches say when you work out in mid-August, you start to hydrate in July.
there you go.
The way these summers are, July is a hydration month for sure.
There is Coach Nicholas for the MacArthur Cardinals.
Year number 4 took over for Billy Skinner, who's now at Arlington Lamar. From the 49, 2nd and 9. Wolfolk, 45, trying to get to the edge, and he did. Upended at the 42-yard line.
You know, he's only rushed the ball 3 times tonight, but thanks to that long 58-yard run, he's got 66 yards on just 3 carries.
Nice pickup, 3rd and short.
You know, Wolfolk is a good change of pace because he's so quick. And is that a cramp? Number 2. Remember, the over-under 6. There's number 2.
Well, there's 2 here in the first half. You got 4 to go.
Yep.
It's a keeper, Valencia, and Valencia is stopped.
Oh, what a nice play defensively by Jaden Etchich, coming right up there, the 5'9", 167 junior. He was right on it. Nice open field tackle. That's what you want to see out of your safeties right there.
They need to get right to the 42. It's 4th down. There's another look at it.
Watch Jaden again, right of your screen. See number 8 has a beat on it. Perfect tackle. Wraps him up, throws him down.
Nice textbook tackle by Nitzlitz.
Absolutely.
4th and a yard. There's that rush as they try to get it off quick and not be penalized. And this time they do. No flag. It's 1st and 10. So they finally pull it off, Rob, on the 3rd try, that formation.
Maybe it's because I'm not an Eagle fan, but I don't like that play. And look, he gets hurt. The quarterback gets hurt on the play.
Boy,
he's in pain.
He hit the deck. Valencia will have to come out.
He's pointing to the left side of his arm, the left forearm, something. Did he get stepped on? Did somebody hit him? I mean, he's not feeling very good right now.
Well, Caleb Yarborough is not suited up. He is one of the quarterbacks, and
watch for Miles, number 1. He was the backup quarterback in the depth chart the last time we had these guys a couple of weeks ago. And I noticed Miles, he's got one glove back on, but he was taking some gloves off.
Athletically, he may be the best athlete on the squad.
Right.
He's listed as an athlete, ATH. No position, but he can play about 3 or 4. He's not up in a sitting position, Andrew Valencia.
Sometimes it's just the shock of.
But don't forget about Christopher Hernandez.
Right.
He was a QB 2 years ago.
All right, well, we're waiting to see if we can find out what's wrong with the quarterback. This is what we look like coming into the first week of district play. Again, everything's stacked just based on what has happened up to this point, but you've got Mack, Richardson, Berkner, and Pierce. 3 Richardson schools and an Irving school. Jesuit, surprisingly, although they played some tough guys, 1 and 2, Lake Highlands 1 and 2, Irving and Nimitz still looking for those first games. By the way, Jesuit lost to Highland Park 43-20, and Lake Highlands, who's lost a couple, lost to Forney and also Flower Mound this year. So, but still, don't write those 2 off just yet.
From the 41, 1st and 10. Valencia needed help. He did go to the sidelines, kind of favoring that left arm. And the new quarterback takes it and close to a 1st down. From the 30.
We have no idea who he is. Number 13. Well,
1 play and he's out. Well, that's good. Valencia back in. That looked to be more serious than it was at first.
Yeah.
So Valencia back in along with Javon Wolfolk. 1st and 10 from the 30, leading 21-0 with 2:37 to go in the half. Valencia drops back, looking deep, throws deep towards the end zone, and they had 2 guys there. You had Hernandez, one of them, and Miles. They kind of split the difference.
Valencia immediately looked over to the sideline and said, hey, that was on me. That was on me. I know they were open. First thing he did is Just tell Miles, hey, I saw you. I saw you. I'm sorry. I didn't get it to you. He almost looks like he has shorts on, doesn't he?
Yeah,
the
he
quarterback.
does. Cutoffs.
Yeah, has cutoffs. Has the one legging, and then, I mean, no one wears knee pads anymore.
I haven't seen one.
No.
From the 30, Duran into the grinder, able to squeeze out about 3 yards. Senior, one of 33 on the varsity roster this year for Coach Small. He's got 4 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen.
The thing about this game, John, is the fact that because Nimitz has a comfortable lead, 3-touchdown lead, Coach Small can bring out guys.
Oh, you can be selective for sure.
Yeah. And everybody's done well. I mean, Duran's, positive yardage, Valencia, Contreras, Woolfolk, all positive yards rushing.
From the 22, 3rd and 7 over left guard. This is Contreras, lowers his head, trying to get that first down yardage. That'll be about a yard short. Minute 33, clock moving.
I'd go for it if I was Nimitz.
Deep in your own territory, or deep in Mac's territory. You're in control here in the first half.
Doing a lot of shuffling between Contreras and Woolfolk. And now it's Javon's turn to get in the backfield.
4th and a couple. As they rush up, they do have 7 men on the line. They surge forward again. Here's the push. The push is on. It's still pushed.
He's
trying
going
to break free. He's got Valencia. The whistle never blew. Or if it did, we didn't hear it.
Now the officials are going to say the forward progress has stopped. I'm looking at the linesman, the lines judge. He's coming down from the far sideline. They might get the first out of the ordeal, but not the touchdown. Yes, they do get a first.
So it's squarely on the 20. It's 1st and 10. Clock moving inside of a minute.
When that first started and the way things were transitioning, I thought there's no way he's going to get the first. And I thought they were a little too far back, I thought, to try that play.
Jalen Harrison is a running back, number 21. This is he over right guard. Harris is twisted down inside the 15. Still up. Jalen Harris, a freshman at 5'10 and 180.
John, that's the 5th different player to touch the football, running back to touch the football tonight for Nimitz. Look, a lot of those players look like they just have shorts on.
Well, it's not that hot, is it?
They're over the knees.
Flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel like that the knee pads in the old days would slow you down and become cumbersome, and you wouldn't be able to move as fast as you wanted to. But right now, everything is just coming up roses for the Vikings.
It's 2nd down. They need 4. In control, 21-0. 2 touchdown runs and a pass to Miles, a scoring for the Vikes at 0-3 on the year. Came in averaging just 8 points a game and have already put 21 on the board. Defensively, the Cardinals giving up 22 a game. From just outside the 12, 2nd down and 4. Woolfolk and Valencia in the backfield. Woolfolk, first down, goal line. He's trying to get 2, dives, and his knee may have touched it about the 1.
Yep.
So they keep the drive alive. They're knocking on the door once again. They have it inside the 1. 1st and goal. Here's that formation. Valencia will ask for some help and does not get it. May have lost a half a yard.
Oh, they're lucky to get that timeout.
1 second, and they live for another play.
Field goal? Yeah.
Yeah, bring on a sure 3 if you can get it. That's what they're going to try to do. Number 32, Juan Diaz. Diaz, he's been good from 33 this year. This will be a short one. This will be about 20 yards. Slot angle to the left. Well, they put 2 seconds back on the clock.
This is pretty much a chip shot. Extra point for the kicker.
19 yards out of the hole of Valencia. Juan Diaz. Slot angled to the left. It is up, and it is perfect. And more points added right at the end of the half. Number 32, Juan Diaz.
John, it couldn't have been a better first half for the Vikings. They've done everything right. They've only turned the ball over once. Their offense seems like anything they do works. They can throw everyone on the roster out on the field. And right now, the Cardinals have no answer whatsoever to stop the Vikings. And then on the flip side, the Cardinal offense is just stymied. They have nowhere to go. Looking at the stats, they've had 1 first down in the first half. Incredible.
They have come to play a scintillating first half for the Nimitz Vikings, leading Mac 24-0. On the other side, we'll have stats, highlights, and more from our ICTN Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Thomas Gandy. We hope you'll join us on the next City Source. The Paris Olympics are over, but the competitions continue for some local seniors. See all of the fun at the Golden Sneaker Games. And we will preview Illuminate Irving as the Irving Police Department's Family Advocacy Center marks Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That's starting September 27th at 6 p.m. on ICTN Now, Spectrum Channel 16 and Frontier Channel 30, and at youtube.com/The City of Irving. For all of the important local stories and information we bring you on ICTN City Source.
South side meets north side. It's the Cardinals and Vikings, and it's been all Vikings so far in the first half, 24-0. Right now, let's go down to the field, which they have done so often, which we have the Cardettes and the Vikings out on the field at the same time for your halftime performance.
Lieutenant Kaylin Escobar, Lieutenant Andrea Gallardo, and Sergeant Adriana Martinez. Social officers are President Belle Holder, Social Chairman Camila Zuniga, and Social Chairman Maria Mendoza. Our PEP of the week is Jacqueline Mendeville. Our PEP of the week is Sofia Gonzalez. Our smile of the week is Brianna Martinez. Our spirit of the week is Reina Morales. And our Vika of the week is Andrea Gallardo. Our staff of the week is Coach Perez. Now, please enjoy the show as the Vikas and Cardettes perform a palm kick routine to Thunderstruck. The captivating Cardettes are under the direction of Miss Neosha White. VICA's managers are Maria Mendoza, Kaylin Rubio, and Abigail Hansen. The VICA's dance team is under the direction of Shelley Seals and assisted by Faith Murashak. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the 2024 MacArthur High School Cardinal Band. Tonight, the MacArthur Band will be performing parts 1 and 2 and 3 of their 2024 UIL production entitled We Will Rise, featuring music by Hans Zimmer, Philip Glass, and John Mackey. First, we'd like to take a moment to recognize some of our talented students. Outstanding woodwind member is Jennifer Miranda. Outstanding brass member is Rahab Marhat. Outstanding percussion member is Keanu Alvarado. Outstanding guard member is Maya Rodriguez. Outstanding freshman is Natalie Aguilar. Outstanding section of the week is trombones. Majors Kat Lopez, Ida Tuba, and Carla Avina Vasquez. The MacArthur Band is proud to present their 2024 production entitled We Will Rise.
John McCoy, Joe Aguilar, and Morgan Frith. Field staff is David Avery, Miguel Zacharias, and Mackenzie Escovedo. The MacArthur Band would like to extend our best wishes to the Nimitz High School Band for their first Bands of America competition in Midland tomorrow.
And a good job by the MacArthur Band. Good luck in competition when that comes around the corner. It is halftime. We're waiting on the Nimitz Viking Band to come out and do their halftime performance. In the meantime, let's tell you how we got here on a 24-0 ball game on a beautiful night in Irving, Texas. In the first half, Nimitz first possession, Valencia to Miles. Nice little pitch and catch. Extra point true, and it's 7-0. They kept going, though, and it's Valencia on the quarterback keeper. He has people out there, and an escort gets into the end zone. Extra point is good after that 17-yard run. 14-0. They're not through. This offensive running game has just been excellent here in the first half. And Woolfolk, look at those moves. Just enough speed to get it into the end zone. Extra point true. 21-0. There's that move again. Meanwhile, really the only boo-boo for Nimitz has been this turnover, the only turnover of the ball game. And Frizzell recovers for Mac. It came at a time when it looked like Nimitz could go up by a score of 28-0, but that didn't happen. Look at that going into the end zone, though, and the touchdown. Juan Diaz also had a field goal, made it 24-0. And we take a look at the halftime statistics, and I think the first down's just so glaring with the Cardinals with just one. 10 yards passing, only 12 yards rushing. Look at that, 22 total yards offensively in the first half. No one's going to win a ball game like that. Meanwhile, the Vikings, as one might expect, with all the rushing yardage, 185 on the ground. They didn't need much passing, just enough. One turnover, penalties about even. And at the half, it's the Vikings on top by a score of 24-0 against their arch rivals from the north side of town, MacArthur. Meanwhile, down on the field, the Nimitz Vikings Band are going to get set up and ready and entertain us for halftime, and we'll watch them perform and then come back and get ready for that second half. So let's go down to the field in the Nimitz Vikings Band.
Wish the MacArthur High School Band a successful marching season this year. Tonight, the Nimitz Viking Band will be performing a portion of their halftime show entitled, Who Are We? Musical selections include music by Dmitri Shostakovich, Led Zeppelin, 9 Inch Nails, Beastie Boys, and Hozier. Now, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the halftime performance of the Nimitz High School Viking Band.
2, 3.
Nimitz will receive the opening kickoff, and what a cool shot here at Irving, Texas, and the Vikings taking on MacArthur. You know, the last 2 years, there was a combined 1,600 total yards of offense. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near 1,000 yards total offense, or even 600 tonight, John, but it will be interesting to see how MacArthur can adjust in the second half.
Well, Nimitz has exploded for over 200 yards of total offense in that first 24 minutes. Brian Contreras will kick off. Nimitz, who scored right at the end of the half, they'll have the ball to begin the second half as he hits it straight on. And you had 2 back deep. They'll never touch it. Miles and
It's a touchback.
Hernandez were back deep. It'll come out to the 25 in the first possession for Nimitz in half number 2. Had 5 possessions and had 4 scores in that first half. 4 different players scoring for the Vikes. 55th edition between these two teams.
We talked about what kind of adjustments would the Cardinals make offensively to right the ship, if you will. What will Nimitz do? Will they just, try to take the air out of the clock, play conservative?
Maybe a ground and pound. Valencia, they'll go to the ground. Wolfolk trying to find an avenue, stacked up and crosses at 30. It's not to Valencia. Check it. That's Contreras. Darian Contreras starting the second half, number 11.
Darian Contreras.
And a quick 5 yards. Second and a nickel.
Picks up 5 yards. Second and 5 at the 30.
Both Contreras and Valencia pretty even in rushing. Contreras with 37 yards, the quarterback with 33. Wolfolk 4 rushes, 76 yards.
50 of it coming on that one play. So Javon Wolfolk back in, number 2. Hernandez to the near side with Evan Miles. Second and 5. Javon Wolfolk, and stacked up behind the line. Loses yardage. Lost his helmet as well. He'll have to come out for at least one play. So that means that number 11 will be back in. Darian Contreras, his replacement. Third down and needing 6.
Nimitz used every bit of that play clock to get that snap off before the delay of game. And I saw a little spark on the sideline by MacArthur. Cheering on the defense, making a nice stop on the running game.
They need that plus a little more. Third and close to 6 needed. 2 seconds left on the play clock. They do get it off. Valencia with a middle screen. It is caught and tackled immediately. Brought down at the 34 is Contreras. And the Cards have held. It'll be 4th down, about 2.5. And here comes the punt team. Special teams on for both sides.
Well, again, a little motion on the sideline. A motion for MacArthur on the field of play for their defense, being able to stop Irving and Nimitz right out of the gate here in the third quarter. And we'll see if that can translate into a better offense.
First punt for the Vikings. Rolando King, number 5, back deep and hold everything. Are they a man short or maybe 2 minutes? Time taken by Nimitz.
Probably so, since they haven't had a punt all night. They're confused on the personnel package.
So the first timeout in the second half for head coach Anthony Small in his 3rd year.
Well, who's the guilty party?
Who's get the evil eye? Who gets the look?
Well, Joseph Perez coming off the bench, number 23. Well, they're not yelling at him. They're being very calm about it, so maybe he was to come in and replace someone else.
Hernandez is the punter. Christopher Hernandez, number 12. So Rolando King again will drop back for the Cardinals, standing at his own 35. A 21-point outburst in the first quarter for the Vikings, and the field goal in the second quarter. Hernandez able to get rid of it, straight up, straight down, hits close to midfield. Somebody touch it before it continues to roll back towards Nimitz, and it's down at that point. Jaylene White had to come up
17-yard punt.
and down it right at midfield.
Everyone looked at it like they were hoping it would reverse course and go back in the opposite direction, but unfortunately for Nimitz, it never did.
About a 22-yard punt or so. So great starting point for the Cardinals here in the second half.
Can they get it to Nimitz, their playmaker?
From midfield, Cordy Ray is tied up. Nice surge underneath by Mundy Hill.
What a nice tackle by the linebacker. We talk a lot about Castillo, but Mundy Hill used his speed and was able to get Cordy Ray behind the line of scrimmage. Look at that, right around the ankle.
It's a loss of 7.
What a nice play defensively.
2nd and 17. Number 22, senior, double deuce. From the shotgun, they swing it out far side. Cordy Ray, the receiving end of it, 45, and is shouldered out of bounds at about the 48.
On the reception.
Got a little bit of that yardage back. Defensively, Evan Miles coming on as a defensive back.
That was an unusual play. They had 4 receivers to the top, and like they were going to run the screen, but then when you look up, Ray had no one blocking for him. There were like, 4 Vikings in his face.
3rd and 12. Loading up, a little bit too tall. Incompleted pass. And Cardinals will have to punt it away on their first possession.
Malik Jackson, number 28, in on defense, keeping Nimitz in check.
Robbie, hate to say it's a time killer, but it is. I mean, the Vikings get a stop. They can control the clock now offensively, leading 24-0.
And they did a great job that first series, waiting until like a second on the play clock before they snapped the ball.
So the Cardinals in punt formation, almost blocked. End over end, hits at the 25. Close to the 10 and down at the 10. Evan Miles watching it go out of bounds, and that's where the Vikings will start at their own 10.
They did get a finger on it,
yards on the punt.
and he was lucky to get that one out without being blocked. The snaps tonight have been on point as far as on target, but the snaps are very slow.
Well, it's a fair catch.
Yeah.
You take the snap from center, it's a fair catch.
Nimitz, 1st and 10.
You get it back there a little quicker.
They've been really fortunate one hasn't been blocked yet.
Carlos Castillo tied in on the near side. 1st and 10. Here's Contreras. And crosses a 15, taken down at the 16. Touchdowns tonight by Miles, Valencia, Wolfolk, and the field goal by Diaz, scoring for Nimitz.
16.
Number 26, Luciano Duran. Now in the backfield, just underway in quarter number 3. 2nd down, needing 4.
I think Hernandez might be number 3. Might be our 3rd. Hopefully it's just a cramp, but I think this is the number 3.
Well, you're batting 500. You 3 down, 3 to go.
Although it's getting kind of deep in the game here at the 7-minute, almost halfway through the 3rd quarter. Coming up next week, it's a homecoming game in our first appearance for the Irving Tigers, as the Richardson Eagles will come a-calling. Nice to see the Eagles. Richardson 2-1 coming into tonight's week of play.
Nimitz next week, they will play on a Thursday night at Berkeley. That's their district game next Thursday.
Don't forget Hernandez is also the punter. for the Vikings as they look at a second down play.
So he comes out. They have it at the 16. They need 4 yards here. And Valencia wrapped up nothing at all.
Andrew Valencia on the keeper.
Ronnie Moreno, one of the 3 linebackers, swallowed him up.
3rd and
1
needing
yard.
3. Stop here possibly
Third down,
for
3
the
at
Cards.
17.
Under 7 minutes to go. Fast moving 3rd quarter. You see number 11 Contreras enter the huddle and Woolfolk comes out.
Let's keep an eye on the clock to see how much time they have left before they need to snap it. It's already under 10 and they're waiting. It's at 5 seconds.
Jalen Harris also wide right on 3rd down. It's a handoff and taken down is Contreras. And the Cardinals defensively for the second possession of Nimitz is held. They have
Ball now on the
holding them
18,
off here to
4th
start
down
the
2.
second half.
Rolando King, number 5, left of your screen, right there. Submarines grabs the ankles. Job well done. And I think right now, if you just look at the first 2 series that Nimitz has had offensively,
Timeout.
it's
Nimitz,
pretty much just
2
try
seconds.
to eat the clock as much as you can. Now, hey, don't forget it's 4th down. Their punter has the cramps. Is Henderson going to be able to come out there and kick the football? Or it looks like I think they're going to have their place kicker come out there and do the punting.
Yeah, number 32, Juan Diaz, has come on 4th down.
Nimitz was able to eat 2 minutes off the clock in just 3 offensive plays by pretty much waiting until 0 to snap the football.
Again, the last victory that the Vikings had over the Cardinals in 2021, they were able to put 31 on the board, won that game 31-14.
Thanks in part to Eric Williams with 197 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns.
It is going to be Diaz to punt it away on 4th down. So King and Jaden Nietzsche's back deep. And caught on the other side at the 45. Trying to reverse, find an avenue. Here come the Vikings, and they swarm, and they are all over Jaden Nietzsche.
Aiden Gedich.
Nice downfield coverage. And Jaden slow to get up. He's helped up by a couple of teammates.
It's got to be a cramp. It's got to be number 4. It's got to be number 4.
I will give it to you. That's 4.
Okay.
4 down, 2 to go.
Viking 43.
We're on cramp watch.
Cardinals take over at the Nimitz 43. So a short field for the Cards here.
Waiting for the okay. Playing all bunched up.
They're in tight. Casas Willis loading up. Arm may have been hit. This one up for grabs, a 50-50 ball.
Pass intended
Batted
for
away, trying to
Nicholas.
get it in the direction of Nicholas, but he was well covered.
Nicholas
Ball just kind
Kennedy with the
of straight
coverage.
up, and thought his arm may have been hit as soon as he released it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Cardinals last year were 2-8 overall, 2-6 in the district, and they really had a lot of injuries and really some bad luck that decided their playoff hopes last year. 2nd and 10. Casas Willis going to throw again. Wide open. Caught 25. Inside the 20. That's Umanoma. Femi
Pass is
Umanoma
complete to Femi Umanoma.
with a catch and a 1st down.
Second catch of the night. Only the second 1st down for the Cardinals.
They spot it at the
25,
18.
1st and 10 at the 18.
Had time, had protection, nice route. Nimitz playing a little soft on the corners.
From the 18, 1st and 10. Here's a reverse to Banner Nitzlis. He will throw, and wide open, caught. Touchdown, Mac. Villanova.
Hold on, hold everything.
Far side, is there?
Looks like an eligible receiver downfield, perhaps.
Yep, penalty flag on the far side.
That's the type of night it's been for the Cardinals.
75 and 58.
You're right, Mr.
MacArthur.
Woolman, an
5-yard
eligible
penalty.
receiver downfield.
Repeat, first down.
Cost him a touchdown.
First
I
down,
didn't see the
15
sign. I
from
thought
23.
that was a loss of down. Just a 5-yard penalty. I say just.
Puts it at the 23.
Trick play worked all except for the lineman downfield.
1st and 15. Cordy Ray staying in the block. Here's a pass intended for Nitzlis.
Pass for Nicholas incomplete. Second
Nicholas
down.
Kennedy providing the coverage for Nimitz.
Banner with 2 touchdowns in last year's matchup. And
Yeah,
big ones too. They weren't, it's not like it was close.
He wore number 4 last year. Number 1 in 2024. So it's 2nd and 15 from the 23, trying to get any kind of points on the board here in the 3rd quarter. Deep in Nimitz territory. Casas Willis throws. It's a short pass, caught one-handed style, brought in by Connor Martin.
Pass complete
Martin
to
takes
Connor
it
Martin.
inside the 10.
Martin looks like that prototypical tight end, doesn't he? Big target. Look, he's got the shorts on. See, look.
Yep.
Nobody's wearing long pants.
Third down 5.
Everyone looks
13.
like they have shorts on. Watch the play. He had plenty of time, too. He just had to wait long enough for his tight end to run a crossing pattern and come across and get him pretty close here.
Stand corrected. I said inside the 10 is spotted at the 13, so they need 5. 3rd and 5. Casas Willis rolls out, looking for a white jersey, directing traffic, throws across the green, and intercepted. It's intercepted by Castillo.
Nope.
Yep.
I think they're waving it off.
Really on field.
Waving it
pass.
off.
4th down.
He thought he had it. But as it is, it'll bring up 4th down.
I feel sorry for the intended receiver.
Yeah, Washington.
Oh, it kind of hung Washington out to dry there on the goal line because the ball took forever to get there. That allowed Nimitz to circle back, and it looked like 3 defensive backs hit him at once.
Yeah, Derek Washington shaken up. So it's 4th and 5 as we have the cheerleader exchange. Down below, ball at the 13. There's a 30-yard field goal attempt. Brian Contreras from 30 yards out, angled to the right. It is up, it hits the right upright. It dings off the right upright,
Flag on the play.
and Nimitz will take over. Is there a flag?
There is at the 10.
Nobody went downfield to hold.
Nobody's leaving on Nimitz's side, and Mac is saying it's against the Vikings.
Personal foul.
That's going to be costly. That's going to give Mac the first down.
Hello, place it. That's
Personal foul. Nimitz. Half the distance. First down.
half
MacArthur.
the distance. If it's on the, it should be 1st and goal, and
Yeah,
it is.
Side judge came over to tell Coach Small what exactly
First
had
down
happened.
goal at the
1st and
6.
goal from the 6. So a break for the Cardinals, trailing 24-0. Here's the pitch out to Cordy Ray, being tracked. He evades one and is really walloped at the 5. He got away briefly from Messiah Ford, but then was really walloped and slow to get up at the 5.
Both Castillo and Malik Jackson, number 28, the corner and the middle linebacker. The Mike, if you will.
He'll hobble off.
For Nimitz. Converged in a hurry.
Able to get a couple of yards. 2nd and goal from the 4.
Look at this formation.
Now they shift over to the unbalanced line, and it'll cost them yardage. They get inserted Wyatt Davis in the backfield.
Still 2nd down.
So from the 4, it'll back it out to the 9.
Second down goal.
7th turnover. And as Coach Nicholas says, hey, you're giving me ulcers, fellas.
This team only had 1 first down and 22 total yards in the first half. 2nd and goal from the 9.
Again.
Wyatt Davis will take the snap. There he is, number 15. Davis will run to the left, and Davis is sideswiped.
Valencia
Hit hard by a couple of Vikes at about the 7.
It's Davis's first carry of the night.
He has a rushing touchdown this year, and he'll come out.
2 yards.
Changes for both
at the
sides.
7.
3rd and goal from the 7.
Yeah, it goes from a rushing type situation, I think, defensively, to a passing type defense for Nimitz, thinking that's what the Cardinals need to do here since it's, outside the 5.
Cordy Ray is to the right of the quarterback. Casas Willis rolls out, looking, has it caught, throws. It's is he in bounds on the catch at the 6?
So, yeah.
That's Alexander. But it's 4th and goal. Gain a couple of yards. Placed squarely at the 5. 4th and goal from the 5, approaching the 2-minute mark of quarter number 3.
Casas Willis couldn't see that Nicholas had broken free in the back of the end zone.
I keep an eye on Connor Martin as well, number 9. Big target.
Very big target. He could throw it up for grabs in his area. He grabbed one-handed already tonight.
He's the inside receiver. Humanoma is the move man. Here's the pass out, and the Vikings have held on 4th and goal.
Mundy Hill, 22. A little speedster as a linebacker. He doesn't look like a linebacker physique-wise, but he's very quick. 5'8", 154, but the senior was right where he needed to be to stop MacArthur on the 4th down play.
Uwanoma is taken down short.
And the ball goes over on downs.
The drive started from the Nimitz 43. It stops at the 5.
Line.
Very impressed with the Viking pursuit tonight.
A happy bunch of Vikes on top, 24-0, in search of their first win of the year. So they take over just outside the 5. Von Wolfhoek is a running back. This is he. Wolfhoek trying to get to the outside and is taken down after a pickup of about 2.
Wolfhoek, the ball carrier.
Greg Festus among
Craig Festus
2 of the Cards
on
that tackle.
After a 3-yard run. 2nd down 7 at the 9.
Clock's not running.
Yeah, they give him 4 yards. They give him 4. So at a 2nd, needing close to 7 as Wolfhoek kind of hobbles off. There he is, number 2. Darren Contreras back in.
It's probably a pretty good thing that Nimitz has been able to use so many guys at running back.
Hernandez a miles wide right. On 2nd down, it's a keeper. Valencia has the first down. He crosses the 15.
Flag thrown on the quarterback run.
Back at the 9, penalty flag. Looks like it's going to be holding against Nimitz.
So that penalty negates a first down.
Holding,
And
53,
right.
Nimitz, 10 yards.
John Penn.
Repeat, 2nd down.
Michael Tripp is our umpire. They were flag happy, especially that 2nd quarter. And a few flags here in quarter number 3,
And
which
down
has
12.
a minute and 14 to go.
13 total penalties tonight.
13.
Lucky 13.
not a full moon, is there? It was 2 weeks ago.
I think that's going to be another one. You got to delay a game. Nimitz has been flirting with getting a delay call throughout the second half.
At the 2.
There's our 14th flag, half the distance.
Let's see if they called time. Let's see.
Correction. Before the
Coach
snap,
Ross is going to use a
timeout.
timeout instead of a delay, and that's going to be the case.
And the shadow of their own goalpost.
It's a shadow because the scoreboard is so big and bright.
It is.
It throws a shadow.
I hope you're enjoying this telecast. If you are, please let us know. YouTube.com/the City of Irving. I'd like to know how you enjoy your football Fridays.
Well, the comfort of your living room or at the game. Come to the game if you can. Support the kids.
It is a good crowd this
Watch
week.
the replay. Coach Small, he's tasting a victory. You can see it in his step and his eyes. He's like, one more quarter.
Just need to hold them off for 12 more minutes.
Yeah.
From the 4-yard line, 2nd and 14. It's a running play up the middle and maybe a couple of yards.
Darian Contreras.
Look out as they separate. A little talking going on here.
I would think that by the production I'm looking at for MacArthur defensively in the second half, they're pretty much going to dare them to throw the football, and they for the most part, have shown a defensive side of them where they put the linebackers a little closer to the line of scrimmage than they did in the first half in those holes. Maybe Nimitz isn't, as fresh, something, but the running game's just not there like it was in the first half.
3rd and 11 from the 6-yard line. Wolfolk tied up, lost a half a yard.
On the carry.
And the Cardinals with a stop. It'll force a Viking punt. Their 3rd consecutive punt here in the 3rd quarter. And that is the end of quarter number 3. So 3 down, 1 to go. Nimitz still in command on top of Mac. They're pitching the shutout at 24-0. And back at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium for the 4th quarter. It's crosstown rival 24-0. Nimitz owning the Cardinals on this last Friday of September. They'll have to punt it away. And everybody has who they want on there. Rolando King dropping back deep there. He's seen number 8 at the 35. From the end zone on 4th down. Nice overhead high shot. Here's the rush up the middle and hold everything. Here's a flag dropped by the umpire right before the snap. It's a motion call. They'll back it even further towards the goal line. It is.
Running out of room here in the penalty box, no pun intended.
15th penalty.
Yeah.
So Hernandez, Christopher Hernandez, standing near the end line. Still not quite ready. Hold everything as
MacArthur pointing toward the play clock, which was at 25, never moved. They're trying to get players off the field, MacArthur, that is. They thought they were going to have to call time or they'd have too many men in the field. So now we're going to reset the play clock.
So they do have their full complement of 11. Rolando King will now scoot up 5 yards. Close to the 30. Flag down as the punt is handled by King in retreat mode. Scoops it up at the 50-yard line. King evades one, breaks another tackle. Finally comes to rest at the 42. But that flag dropped right at the punt.
Oh, do we have a cramp on the far sideline?
Results of the play, first down, MacArthur.
This could be number 5.
Cinco.
This could be 5. I hope it is a cramp because he looks like he's in pain on the far sideline over about the 46-yard line.
Now, what made you even make that prediction at the start of the game? Because of the conditions, or how would you possibly?
Well, it all started with one of our ICTN guys who said, "How many cramps tonight?" Jokingly, I said 6.
Well, then both of you are at fault.
You can't have 5.5.
Joseph Perez.
He's back there saying 5.5. This isn't a point spread in points. It's all about the human body and not drinking enough water. That's 5. We are closing. We're closing in.
I'll give you that. Perez comes off. 1st and 10. Cardinals take over at the 43. Second consecutive possession. They started from the Nimitz 43. Casas Willis down the rail has a wide open Nitzless. 10-5 headed towards the end zone. It's 1st and goal. They go deep. Finally able to hook up with Banner Nitzless for a deep pass.
Yeah, he just ran a go pattern right down the sideline. And Casas Willis had the time to find Banner streaking down the far sideline. He just ran out of real estate. He's ready to get back in there. There he is. Everyone's behind him except Nicholas Kennedy. And Kennedy was able to get control of Banner before he could score.
See if the Cards can get on the board. It's 1st and goal from the 3.
Biggest play of the night.
Casas Willis directly under center. Turns, hands it off Cordy Ray, and Ray is stopped short.
I don't know if he gets to the line, back to the line of scrimmage, actually.
Maybe give him the length of the football.
Maybe so.
2nd and goal from the 3. Defensive changes. Nicholas Kennedy comes out. Number 60 in. Brian Godian. Out over the ball. Tim Cruz, number 55, the center. They bunch up in the backfield. They put 3. Now they shift over to the right. 2nd and goal. Taking the snap and scoring is Wyatt Davis. Davis from 3 yards out, and the Cardinals will not be shut out tonight.
They stack the line of scrimmage. They have basically like 3 fullbacks that line up from center to tackle as well. So you have a double level of blockers in front of them, and Wyatt takes it into the end zone.
A minute and 10 seconds into the 4th quarter. Cardinals, they get 24-6. Go for 2. Cordy Ray in the backfield. There's Banner Nicholas, number 1. Rolling out, Casas Willis, he throws, and it is denied.
Another flag thrown back at the 15, it looks like. Perhaps maybe it was a offensive lineup, and you know the Vikings will refuse it. They're also counting heads. It looked like the official was looking at illegal substitution or too many men on the field for Nimitz. He was counting heads when everybody was walking off the field. You got 2 flags. You got one back as well, back by the goal line. So that'll put the ball closer to the end zone. I mean, if MacArthur 3 touchdowns and 2-point conversions, and you're tied at 24. So And you still have a lot of time left here in the fourth quarter.
Penalty number 16 and counting. So they get another chance for 2 points. Both teams still subbing.
A lot of tired bodies out there despite it being a nice September evening.
Wyatt Davis. Kind of a broken wildcat formation. Here's Davis, number 15. And untouched. So they get the 2 points. Wyatt Davis. It is 24-8. That short 43-yard drive finally turning into points for the Cardinals.
And so, again, 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions, and you're tied.
10:50 left in this fourth quarter, and a happy bunch of Cardinals across the way finally getting on the board.
Yeah, glad to see they've stuck it out. First of all, the touchdown from ground level. And then the 2-point conversion. He goes to the left side. Unfortunately for Nimitz, one of the DBs whiffed on the play, or Devon Simmons, one of the guys up front, whiffed on Davis and allowed him for the 2-point conversion.
Hernandez and Evan Miles will receive this kickoff from Mac.
Brian Contreras kicking up for the Cardinals.
Teed up at the 40. Stepping it off is Brian Contreras.
Too early for an onside kick.
Well,
I mean, I'm looking at how
they've got 10 yards off the ball. So here's Contreras. It's a short directional kick. It skips at the 35, scooped up at that point. And a Caden Holder right there. The kickoff return, just drop to a knee just to make it secure, not get it loose.
smart play. And he got a nice little bounce too to field that. You want to look at a kicker that can get that second bounce before it goes 10 yards. The first when you kick it, it goes up in the air. You get that second bounce, and that's usually when you can corral it for the onside kick. The Vikings, after tonight, they've got Bertner, Richardson, then another crosstown matchup with Irving. We'll have that one for you. Lake Highlands, Pierce, and they finish probably the toughest game of the season with Jesuit.
From the 35, right between the hash marks, 1st and 10. There's 5 6-yard pickup on first down for Darian Contreras. Fourth possession in this half for Nimitz.
Yeah, that looked like the old Viking offense from the first half right there. Had space to run, positive yardage. You know, maybe waiting until, oh, he's hurt. Or is that a cramp? Oh, is that number 6? Number 6!
Spin the wheel. You do not lose a turn. You're playing with house money now. You're playing with house money. You've got it.
Yes, sir.
2nd and 4 after the 6-yard pickup. Valencia rolls out, throws across the body, trying to loop it to Hernandez, and broken up by Festus. Greg Festus was there. Well, that stops the clock and sets up 3rd down.
It does. It does. And what if MacArthur holds here, one big play offensively away from all of a sudden turning this thing into a one-possession game? I mean, there's still plenty of time left to go. But you look back and you wonder if, you know, maybe Nimitz being conservative has allowed these Cardinals to get back in it. But hey, they got to stop them here first.
3rd and 4. Wolfhook, first down yardage. Busting loose for a gain of 7.
Carries for the first down.
Puts him at 83 yards on the night, and a big first down for these Vikings. A missed tackle at the line of scrimmage. Wolfhook will do that to you. Very quick runner.
Jalen Harris in as a running back now, number 21. Evan Miles wide right, joined by Hernandez from the 48 of Nimitz. On top, 24-8. Wolfhook grabbed from behind, really massaged by Morris, Tex Morris. Able to grab and squeeze the running back, also lending help, Ronnie Moreno.
Don't forget for Nimitz, this half, John, this is the fourth time they've had the possession offensively, and they went 3 and out the first 3 possessions here the second half. Not even one first down in the second half. So I think that was a big one for them.
2nd and 11. Twin receivers up top on 2nd and long. Wolfhook thrown down at the 46. Lost his helmet. So he'll come out for a play.
Puts him at 90 yards on the night.
So from the 46, they'll scrimmage. Brian Martinez, the offensive left guard there. 2nd down. Third down, approaching the 8:20 mark. All they need, Mr. Woolman, is a couple of first downs. I mean, the clock management is still on their side. A couple of first downs would almost close to seal it. Valencia, he'll have one. And a penalty marker dropped.
Quarterback Valencia on the keeper, flag thrown.
Legal procedure is going to be called against Nimitz.
Well, he had a first down. Took a hard hit on that left shoulder.
Nine penalties against the Vikings.
What's the total? 17 or?
Illegal formation, 5 in the backfield. Nimitz,
Total?
5 yards, 3rd down.
3rd down 9 at the Nimitz 49.
8 for Mac. And so 17 total.
17 total flags. They need 9 yards. It's 3rd down from their own 49.
And more than 17 have been thrown.
Need to get to the Cardinal 42. On 3rd down, play action. Valencia into double coverage. Trying to come back to it is Hernandez. So that'll force a punt. It'll give Mack the ball. 7:31 to go. That penalty cost the Vikings the clock and first down.
MacArthur very fortunate on that last play as Hernandez had a step or two on the defender. If they could have just got more air underneath it. By the time you get to this play, you see him coming back for it. Frizzell did a good job of getting his hand in there and just knocking it away. Or Hernandez would have been able to come back and actually get that.
So they'll punt it away here on 4th and 9. End over end. Caught waist high. This is King. And King trying to find some open turf.
Rolando King feels the punt.
And he's taken down hard.
Another flag. Wait a minute. We have another cramp. We have a cramp for MacArthur down at the 45.
First down, MacArthur.
Well, we have one. There's King. He'll come out.
Player down back at the 42. Yeah, look, King looks like he's nursing a cramp. This could be 7 and 8.
Wow.
This could be incredible.
A double cramp.
A double cramp.
And you may be in double figures before the night's over.
Yeah.
He may have had the breath knocked out.
Well, we know King had one at least.
So I'll give you 8.
Wow.
That's Pike, is it?
Number 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Pike, a senior. Listed as a linebacker. He'll come out. 1st and 10, Mac. Their 4th possession here in the half. They took over at their own 18.
MacArthur scores here. We got a game, John.
Yeah, we do. Casas Willis loading up over the middle. Deep ball intended at midfield for Cordy Ray. Nicholas Kennedy
Second down.
in coverage for Nimitz. Try to strike deep here on first down.
Yeah, Nimitz was looking for this look. I mean, that's a linebacker out there.
Sure is, yeah. Carlos Castillo. Second and a dime. They swing it out, caught. Nitzless drilled at the 21.
That was
Hit
a
hard.
dangerous
To
pass,
Nimitz.
John, dangerous.
Hit hard by Jackson.
Brought down by
Well,
Malik
this Cardinal
Jackson.
team lost to Joshua in week 2. There was no Casas Willis. They used 3 different quarterbacks. Completed 1 pass.
Third down 7.
They've completed 10 tonight and attempted almost 20.
Third down, leading close to 7. They swing it out. It is caught in traffic. Trying to get to the 30, and a late hit out of bounds as Alexander was really hit hard after he had gone out of bounds.
If he hadn't stepped out of bounds, I don't even know if he'd have gotten the first down or not.
Yeah, it was right near that line to gain, and
Yeah, another penalty. That's 15-yarder. Unnecessary roughness
yeah, late hit.
and an unnecessary hit.
Now we're moving out to the 43 first
So that's
down.
20 flags or 21. I know we're in the 20s. It's at the 40.
17.
17? At the 43. First and 10.
So you're getting the cramps. You're adding those to the penalties.
I didn't think you'd catch it. You finally caught on.
Hey, another one.
All right.
We're at 18, so see, your over-under could be 20. Why not? We're at 18.
Referee's going to have sore arms in the morning.
It's part
First
of the
down 15 at the
exercise.
38.
A lot of flag throwing, but then some of them are just kind of gentle drops. You don't get that high arch.
I think those are just for special occasions. Like the really, like the ones when there's pass interference and about 5 guys throw the flags all at once. I saw him, so did I.
From the 38. Casas Willis is hounded, pounded, and grounded. Number 9, Devon Simmons.
Casas Willis sacked by
He had
Devin
nowhere to go.
Simmons.
I mean, Simmons was pretty much, led in the front door, and he was all over it.
9. Second
Look,
down.
he went,
23rd.
they whiffed. Cruz, the center, whiffed. And then Connor Martin looked like he whiffed, both of them.
Need about 25 yards here. There's a flag dropped right as the play commences. They swing it out, caught by Connor Martin. And that'll let him go. Martin
Pass complete
out of
to
bounds
Connor
with this
Martin.
flag, Rob,
Penalty
all the
flag
way
thrown.
dropped at the 50-yard line. Way back. Downfield.
Substitution for action. Cardinal
It's getting
defense.
crazy here.
Nimitz, 5 yards. Repeat second
We've
down.
had a cricket invasion. I've seen a lot of those on the turf at halftime.
I was attacked last night. I was in Kennedale, and after the ball game was over,
Second
we were
down,
trying to get
19
together and get all the
on the
gear
34.
together, and it was just a swarm of crickets.
They make a lot of noise when they attack.
No, they're silent.
Never know it.
Silent assassins.
From the 34, second and a mile. Casas Willis over the middle. Nobody home. Stops the clock.
Casas Willis
Under 6 to go.
intended for Alexander. Incomplete.
Again,
Third
Mac
down.
on the year, 2-1. Week 4, district contest. Nimitz trying to stop a 2-game losing streak to the Cardinals. 3rd and 19. Trips to the near side. QB looking, surveys, his arm hit. In motion, and
Incomplete pass. Fourth down.
worse for it is Casas Willis. That's an incompleted pass. He'll took a hard hit on the
Devin
left hip and will
Simmons
come out if he
pressuring the
can.
quarterback.
Time out the field.
Again, he's not a big guy. He's 5'7", 140, sophomore. And he hit had a big guy. Was it like Simmons? Was it Simmons that fell on him?
I couldn't tell who the last one was.
Watch again after the play. And this kind of fell on him awkward. Big guy falling on a little guy, and it's going to hurt. You know, MacArthur, once a year for the last 2 years, have played one of the premier teams in the district and taken them to the limit. And I wonder if they've got that in them again this year. But in 2022, they lost to Jesuit 16-12. And in 2023, they played Highland Park. You know, Highland Park always up there. And they played Highland Park to a 24-14 game. So I wonder if this year's in this year's schedule, if there's a team there that they're going to play really tight. I mean, Jesuit again, because that would be, you know, one of the premier teams, or Lake Highlands, either one. That could, and that's who they have next week.
Week 4, the district opener. And here we are, 4th down and needing close to 20. New signal caller, number 7. That's Aaron Sands. He throws a deep ball. It's tipped, almost caught, almost intercepted. So the ball goes over. And Nimitz about to stop this 2-game losing streak to the Cardinals. They stop. Take over inside the 35.
Well, with 5:36 to go, you would think maybe one first down would probably do it as they go deep. Tried to hit Nicholas. Watch it go off the defender's hands, and Nicholas got one hand on it, but his momentum was taking him in the opposite direction of the football.
He was the libero in volleyball. He was trying to send it over to the outside hitter. Only touchdown for the Cardinals, Wyatt Davis on a 3-yard run. He also ran it in for 2 points on the conversion. 1st and 10 from the 34. Straight ahead, Wolfolk able to squeeze out a yard. Taken down by number 6, Greg Festus. Also Watson, Michael Watson. 2nd and 9. Clock moving ever so rapidly for the Vikes.
Did you know that MacArthur is 2-0 against Allen?
As of when? I mean, really, 2-0.
Yeah, and they beat them back-to-back in 04 and 05.
I was going to say, it's been a while.
Yeah, but Allen's been good for a minute now.
Oh, what a twist down tackle. Evan Miles really flattened.
Yeah, Rolando King gave him a toss to the ground, a mighty toss to the ground.
Yeah, Miles didn't like that at all. It's 3rd and now needing 11, but clock continues to move. Ball at the 35.
Number 5, King, comes right up there. Fights off a block of Holder. And puts him down to the ground.
Taking as much time trying to get this play off within the last second on the
They're
play
not
clock.
going to. Another penalty flag. It's like 18 or 19.
It was 0 when they snapped it. That'll cost them 5.
Kept an eye on Coach Small during the process. He knew the time was going down. I didn't know if he's going to call time.
16 to go at the 40.
Try to circumvent that penalty or not, and I think he's just satisfied to where he's at. As far as timeouts are concerned, MacArthur still has 2 timeouts left that they can use. If you're Nimitz, I'm guessing they're just going to be conservative here and then try to punt him deep and make him go a long way to score again.
3rd and 16. Valencia fights off one, but is hit hard on the backside by Marino, number 10.
James Pike, number 25, the first to hit him. And MacArthur uses one of those timeouts.
I was going to say, I'm not so sure they wouldn't take one here, and they have.
Yeah. There's Pike, number 25.
So Nimitz will punt on 4th down. Well, you would think they would here.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, 3:36 to go.
They need to make them earn that second score if at all possible. There's Pike. You know, Pike just came rushing in, and then you get your big guy. Then you get your Mendieta, number 77. You know, one of the biggest guys out there at 273. I'm just going to fall on you.
Just a
How does that feel?
Timber. Christopher Hernandez in punt formation for the Vikings on 4th down. And that familiar number 5, Rolando King, back deep for the Cards. Good pass from center. Here comes a rush as Hernandez gets rid of it. King watches it come down, makes the catch waist high, 15, and out to the 20. Nice 7-yard return by the junior, Rolando King. So the Cardinals possession number 5 here in the half.
Unofficially at this point, they've rushed still for about 10 yards.
In the second half?
Total.
So that gives them.
They haven't done, no, total. They haven't gained anything.
So they don't have 40 yards. Right.
Yeah, I think they've gained, no, I think they've gained 13 total. Unofficially at this point. I mean, they've been throwing a lot of passes. They've attempted, 22 passes already in the second half. I mean, total.
Screen pass, 25, upended at the 26. Gain of about 5 or 6. Cordy Ray. Let's place it at the 27.
Second and 4th at 27.
Giving him an extra half a yard. So Ray will come out, number 3. Winding down to 3 minutes exactly to play. The 55th meeting all time between these two. Nimitz hoping to go 1-0 in district play. These are the only games that count in district. It is caught at the 29. He's going back. Still not able to get to the 30.
Alexander on the reception.
It's Alexander. And Jalen White is down. So he draws the attention of the training staff at the 30-yard line. Again, our game of the week next week, Richardson and the Tigers of Irving. That'll be the first Friday night of October. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast, Rob, that old coaching axiom, every day counts, but one night matters, and this is the night that matters the most as far as this season goes for Nimitz, picking up that first win.
Looking at his right leg there. Coming up for the game of the week. Next week, homecoming for Irving High School against Richardson. And 2 weeks after that, we'll have Irving and Nimitz. We'll have these same Cardinals to finish out the year along with Irving High in October.
From the 29, 3rd down and a couple. Casas Willis throws out in the flat, caught on the run at the 45, and 4 more yards for Alexander. And a Cardinal shaken up at midfield.
That's Unama, number 18, and a penalty flag as well, John, from behind the play. I don't know if he got hit after the play, and it's going to be a personal foul against Nimitz. If so, oh, and another penalty flag thrown after the play. And an official is pointing at one of the Vikings. So we've got 2 yellow hankies, one at the 0 of the 50 that came way, way after the play was over. So a dead ball foul, and they're pointing fingers at the Viking side. If so, this could push the ball another 15 yards down the field to the 35 if it is a dead ball personal foul.
So our penalties now over 20. District 7-6-8.
Foul on Nimitz. That's a 15-yard penalty after the play. We had unsportsmanlike conduct, Nimitz. That'll be enforced. First down.
That's like 30 yards, brother.
You guessed correct. This is going to take it inside the 30. They're going to place it at the 20. What a huge chunk of real estate
At the 20.
right here.
Something happened away from the ball that caused the first one. But look at this, MacArthur's close.
From the 20, first down. It's batted away at the 10-yard line. Trying to get it to Alexander.
Man, what a big play for Nimitz right there. I mean, if Alexander would have caught that ball and he made a pivot move and a pivot step, he could have scored easily right there. And then we got another player down. Upper left-hand corner of your screen on this shot.
It's got to be a defensive
for
back.
Nimitz.
Yeah, it's got to be a DB in the end zone. You know, the carnage here, especially in the second half. Is that Wolfel? Because he's a cornerback as well.
No, it's a DB. It might. Oh, well, yeah, you're right. I think it's Jackson, maybe 28.
Yeah. So very gingerly, he'll
He's walking on his heels, and that makes me think it's another cramp.
escorted to the sidelines. I'm going to give you the 10. I mean, that's
Why
10.
not? Meanwhile, a little under 2.5 to go. Cardinals have to score, get a 2-point conversion, and somehow get the ball back again.
Before midnight?
It can happen.
From the 20, 2nd and 10. There you see the alignment in the secondary for the Vikings.
That'll bring Ross in. Davion Ross, number 81, will have to cover Unoma.
Here's the reverse to Brick Nitzlis. Nitzlis looking for some running room, is hit hard at the 18. Or Banner Nitzlis, rather. Banner hit hard. Stops the clock with 2:15 to go.
3 yards. Third down 7 at the 17.
Officially spotted at the 17. 3rd and 7. Third down. Constance Willis looking, directing traffic. Just throws it away. Everyone covered.
Incomplete pass. 4th down.
Nice defensive coverage, not only on the line, but in the secondary and in the middle for Nimitz. So it's 4th and 7. Just over 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes and change. See what play here the Cardinals can call to either pick up a first down, get close to the goal line maybe. They've got to have it here on 4th down. Man in motion. Casas Willis looking.
He's got some room if he can cut the corner.
Under duress. Throws, and this one out of the end zone. Didn't give his receivers any kind of chance at all. And the ball goes over. And Irving Nimitz about to win this game under 2 minutes to go. Will snap a 3-game losing streak. They'll start district play at 1-0. It was 24-0 Nimitz at halftime. Wyatt Davis, the only score for either team here in the second half.
Second half, maybe not the prettiest for Nimitz High School after playing such a fantastic first half. You can see, but you can tell, you can see what they were doing. They're just trying to ride the clock out. But they still had to ask their defense to make plays when they had to.
It'll be a good week of practice ahead. You know, it's great to start a Monday practice coming off a win, and they'll do that for the first time this year. Handoff over left guard, and a quick gain of about 6.
Timeout. MacArthur, their second.
Contreras.
Up to 56 yards now.
Timeout here with 1:53 to go.
And still one timeout left in their pocket.
(21-0) at the end of one. The field goal by Nimitz on Diaz from 19 yards out. Last play of the second quarter. That was the other 3 points that the Vikings have tonight.
Very quick timeout.
That was. Not the full length that we're used to. Second and needing 5. And there's a flag, wouldn't you know it, as soon as Contreras is stopped. Words exchanged.
The positive thing in all this, John, is that these penalties are not the chippy variety. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where the players are in each other's face or whatever.
MacArthur, 15 yards, first down.
So now this is the 15-yarder against MacArthur. And this will give Nimitz the automatic first down. And since MacArthur only has one timeout to stop the clock, you can, I don't know if you noticed, but you can see a couple of the Nimitz Viking players high-fiving each other, very excited, knowing full well that they've got this game here as time rolls down.
Our first win over the Cards since 2021. From the 32. Dropped to a knee, being shoved back. Yeah, he didn't appreciate it. Well, number 77, Mendieta didn't appreciate that at all.
No, but Martinez decided to push. That's pretty gutsy, Brian. Your teammate has about 20 pounds and 4 inches in height than you do. That was
1 minute,
funny.
20
He was
seconds.
just telling his teammate, you know, lighten up. Yeah, I get it. Hurt your player that way.
You just want to get it rolled up.
No, Contreras is like, hey, throw the flag. So they're going to butt helmets. And then Martinez says, just go on. Just go on.
Shoves him aside.
Scoreboard. He's either saying, hey, you behave yourself. Either that or he says, look at the score. One or the other, but it is funny.
Well, this is like bringing in that relief pitcher after one batter is facing to go to the bullpen. Another pitcher comes in, another pitcher comes in. It can't end soon enough. Minute 20 to go.
Look, we have seen plenty of these games where right about this point things get out of hand, right?
You don't want to, yeah, you don't want to have the principal come down or anybody from the stadium come down.
Yeah, tell you to behave
No.
yourself.
If it were a heavyweight fight, they'd stop it.
Just say, look, we're going to take a knee. Everybody behave themselves. We're taking a knee.
Second and
Good,
14.
good, good.
It's third down. A couple of more snaps. That'll do it. Those are already. I mean, they won the game.
And you know Coach Small is very happy for his players, but somewhere deep, deep, deep down inside, he's got to feel pretty good too. Again, next week, homecoming. It'll be our first time to take a look at the Irving Tigers. Get you right here on ICTN.
Nimitz scoring on its first 3 possessions, put the game out of reach in the first quarter. So one more snap. On third down, there it is. They'll turn, hand the ball to the referee, Mr. Pegg, and that will do it as the Nimitz Vikings knock off their crosstown rival by a final score of 24-8. They go to 1-0 in district play. Mac falls to 2-2 overall, 0-1 in district play. They'll line up, shake hands, and call it a night. And we will do that also. After this break, 24-8, our final score. Back with a post-game wrap-up right after this.
Your ICTN team produced 47 videos in the month of August.
This is why I do what I do. To be able to go through all of the documentation, all the paperwork part, and get to the point where the personal connection comes in.
Instead of sticking to our tablets all day, we could come outside and have fun. And we could even wait for the night and wait for it to glow.
Happy birthday! Today is Dogust Day. It is the day that we are celebrating every dog in the shelter's birthday.
Over the last 3 years, the Capital Improvement Program has completed $25.7 million worth of street reconstruction, and another 15 projects are currently in progress.
We're a small family-owned local business. We want to support other family-owned local businesses.
Just letting the community know what resources are out there for them, for us as nonprofits to know what resources are out there so we're able to serve the families who are coming to us for assistance.
Playing music with my buddies, man. You know, that's what we like to do, and tonight we get to do it here in Irving, Texas.
If aviation isn't in your family, you don't even know what it takes to become a pilot or what pilots in training go through.
We know that corporations, when they're looking to come to North Texas, and there's a lot of them, they want to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place to handle the traffic, to handle the light rail, the mass transit, that their workers and the citizens demand.
I feel like we've really integrated ourselves into Irving, and so I was just incredibly excited and grateful that we get to be back here.
Stay up to date by subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thecityofirving. We hope you'll join us on the next City Source. The Paris Olympics are over, but the competitions continue for some local seniors. See all of the fun at the Golden Sneaker Games. And we will preview Illuminate Irving as the Irving Police Department's Family Advocacy Center marks Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That's starting September 27th at 6 p.m. on ICTN Now, Spectrum Channel 16 and Frontier Channel 30, and at youtube.com/thecityofirving. For all of the important local stories and information we bring you on ICTN City Source.
A happy bunch of Nimitz Vikings as they knock off the Cardinals tonight, 24-8 to pick up their first win of the year. With all the facts, figures, numbers, and highlights, Rob Willman.
Well, John, it was an incredible first half for Nimitz. I mean, it didn't even look like the team that we've seen earlier this year against Grand Prairie High School, and really intense, a lot of offense in the first half. In fact, it was a 24-0 game in favor of the Vikings at the break, and it was a heavy dose of rushing, including Javon Woolfolk, who overall had almost 100 yards in the night. This is a big run here, 50 of it with the big run. And then the second half, though, Cardinals try to make a game of it. Wyatt Davis here with the run, 24-8 with the two-point conversion. They try to make a late run, but just too much defense for these Vikings. That was Simmons there with the sack. The Viking can celebrate because for only the 6th time since 2004, the Vikings won. And you look at the stats, and the Cardinal offense, they just struggled. They just could not get on track. If you take away the sack yards and the minus yards, they only had 3 rushing. And passing 12 of 23 for 95. And my goodness, 19 combined penalties tonight for 123 yards combined. The Vikings just needed some running, and they got it. They got on track. Everyone contributed, and the defense was up to the task, and the Vikings come out of here tonight with a hard-fought win, and I know it's for the program itself. These guys are probably feeling pretty good about themselves tonight.
1-0 in district play as they cage the Cardinals, the Redbirds, in the bird cage tonight. Well, our thanks to our outstanding ICTN production crew. 24-8 our final score for Rob Willman. This is John Nelson saying good night from Irving.